Hello. I'm so sorry. I'm a couple of minutes late, or am I? I'm a little bit late. First, well done, Joe. Second is Rick. And we have Yvonne, Hates Injustice. We've got Steve. I know, Steve. I was confused by that. Oh, I've got a wonky camera. Sorry. Oh, I was rushing. How are we all? Rushing so much. I've got a microphone covering half my face. You will stay where I put you. Oh, maybe you won't. Oh, that's up to you. Good for you, microphone. How are we all? How's the week been? Let me know if the volumes are okay. Ooh, I have a new subscriber. Whoever you are, thank you very, very much. We are 6 away from our big giveaway. Yes, Loopy Miracle, thank you very much for being the first to, whoops, wrong one. Thank you very much for being the first to smash that like button. Yeah, we have 94 of you wonderful subscribers out there. Thank you very, very much. We are 6 away from our first giveaway, where I will be giving away Senor Fluffy Butt. I wish I could do that voice and accent better, but so Senor Fluffy Butt will be, well, his ears are a little bit wonky. I don't know how well you can see Senor Fluffy Butt. I made Senor Fluffy Butt with my own fair hands. Little tail. He has a fluffy butt. So when we get to 100 subscribers, the live that happens, we will do a random number generator for everyone that is in the chat who wants to take part. And I will send Senor Fluffy Butt to the winner. Just as a little fun thing, really. I hope everyone's okay. We made it to Friday. It felt like we weren't going to get there at some points this week. At least it did for me. I do apologize. I may cough occasionally. I have a bit of a cold. It's nothing horrendous, but it is definitely starting to kick in. So I apologize now. Hey, Stream Elements, thank you for being here. Loopy, how are you and Zayden feeling? I really hope you are both feeling a lot better and that you didn't have any damage from the hurricane. Idalia. I don't know how to pronounce it. And I am. Thank you very much for liking the stream. And Senor Fluffy Butt is a great name. I was very tired. I was very tired as I was making him, and I started with his butt, and it amused me. Hello, my YouTube. Yeah. It's the small things. Sometimes they get you through, Rick. Yeah, hearts for everyone in Florida. I really hope the damage isn't too bad, but huge hearts for Loopy Miracle and Zayden, who are our friends in Florida. Yeah, I hope so too. I tend to, I know you're like this, with pre-existing conditions, you end up kind of struggling with it for longer than other people. So my fingers are crossed. Yep, make a brew because we are about to get spooky. I should have turned off the main light for this, shouldn't I? Should just had mood lighting. Um, High breakable hours. Yeah, should have done mood lighting. I could do that, but I don't want you to see my trousers. I am wearing trousers. They're just full of holes. Honestly, I need new clothes. So yes, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, please do consider subscribing. We cover a whole host of topics, all somewhat related to mental health and what we can learn from situations. Today's stream is really it's because of oh, I am so glad. I am so glad that you and Zayden, you had that guardian angel or that hand over you protecting you from the worst of it. I'm so glad. Yeah. So today's stream really it's inspired by. Well, are you flirting with me? I think you might be flirting with me. Thank you, Yvonne. Yeah, it's inspired by cryptids of the corn. Of the corn. In the description, I have linked their channel. Here on YouTube, they have an amazing podcast that is on pretty much everywhere. They upload their podcast to YouTube as well, and they have other videos and stuff. They've just done a documentary, a funumentary, really, about catfish. And I learn a lot from them. So one of them is actually a marine biologist or a kind of water related stuff biologist, but they bring they talk about cryptids, so Bigfoot, shadow people. I would very much like to be sponsored. I would. By someone like Cryptids of the Corn, that would be amazing. Or Weird Crap in Australia, because I like them too. But basically, they talk about the otherworldly. So it doesn't it they are Bigfoot hunters, really, but they talk about anything that is unknown. They did a 3-part series on the Loch Ness monster, which was brilliant. No one talks about Nessie. We don't talk about her enough. And I don't want to give too much away about what they do because their dynamic is really fun. So they talk about a subject and people's sightings and their own experience with it if they've had one, and then they look at different ways to explain this thing. So with Nessie, they've got some really well thought out theories over what Nessie is. Excuse me. And I like that format. I like because like for anyone who knows me, I'm one of those people that I want fairies to be real, but I also need the hard science to back it up. I need the facts. I'm a very data driven person. So I like that balance. And sometimes their theories are kind of out there. But I kind of like that too, because I like conspiracy theories. I don't believe in many, if any of them, but I like the idea. So I wanted to talk about shadow people. There's an episode in their first season about shadow people. And I listened to it and just sat there going, thank God I'm not alone. I honestly thought it was just me. So a bit of story time about my experience with it. Yeah, I mean, all cryptids matter, Temp, is what we're saying. It's not just Nessie, it's not just Bigfoot, all cryptids matter. So when I was 12, not far off of 13, I was staying at my mum's parents' house, and we spent a lot of time with them, and they were very much about the old ways, the old country ways. So, witch hazel was used for bruises and that kind of thing. Um, and, Grandad taught us how to dowse, how to divine for water and ley lines and that kind of thing. And dowse for other stuff, how to find things with pendulum work. And it was purely about using the old ways, not really witchcraft, but using the ways of the country, like using a pendulum to determine the sex of baby chicks, because it's really difficult to do that, because when they're born, all chicks look the same. Yeah, Yvonne can do that. So these are all old skills, that I was taught, and you know, it was just a matter of fact that there were things outside of our understanding. It was just accepted that ghosts were real, and hey, Ida, don't worry about being late, honey. Yeah, it was just accepted. So we had spooky experiences, and it was never a thing. They just happen. So, but there was one that really, it freaked me out to start off with, and then it brought me a sense of peace, and that was my shadow person. When I was 12, I was staying overnight. It was really late, living kind of in the country. There's no light pollution around that house. And I wasn't asleep, but I was comfortable and ready to settle to sleep. And I got this feeling that someone was watching me. And I looked up and sat by the side of my bed, so probably parallel to my stomach, um, was a cloaked figure. And I could see it, but I couldn't see it. So if I looked directly at it, it was a shadow. If I looked slightly past it, I could make out more details in my peripheral vision. And I can still see it there, like really clear as day. And I was freaked out to the point where my 12-year-old brain went, I'm going to die. So I wrote my last will and testament. At the age of 12, I left everything to my best friend Louise. And as soon as I'd done that and signed it, I had this real peace with whatever was going to happen. And I laid back down, and the shadow figure was still there. And I went to sleep. And I woke up a few times during the night expecting something to happen, and it was still there. It was there pretty much all night. It wasn't there when I got up in the morning. And I didn't talk to anyone about this. I kept this pretty much to myself for my whole life. And I was, 3 weeks ago old, when I listened to this episode. And I've been binging their stuff, I'm not gonna lie. Um, uh, and they did this episode on shadow people. Now, for most people, um, having an experience with a shadow person is scary. They get an awful feeling from it, a feeling of dread or whatever else. And for me, that shadow person brings me comfort. 2 weeks after my first experience with my shadow person, um, we found out that my granddad on the other side of the family had been diagnosed with terminal cancer. The next time I saw the shadow person, 2 weeks later, my nan on the same side died. I think I also saw him just before my granddad with cancer died. And this thing, it comes back with, for me, it's almost like a 2-week warning that something big is going to happen. Um, it's like it's protecting me. So my experience with it hasn't been, other than that first time, it hasn't filled me with anxiety or dread. I know it's there to watch over me before I get bad news, basically. Um, um, so, um, uh, so yeah. But, for some people, they come in the form of animals, shadow animals. Sometimes they have black eyes, sometimes, red eyes. I've never seen anything like that. What I can say is, for most people, when you see a white something, it's, heavenly, it's goodly, it's whatever. And when you see a black thing, it's evil. And for me, it's not worked that way. Um, I'm not scared of my shadow person. I do think, oh, something's going to happen. And I'm waiting. I'm waiting for someone to die, because that's usually what happens next. Um, and I know other people have had similar experiences. Now, this phenomena, unlike a lot of ghost stories and other things, is not regional. It's not based in, you know, predominantly white countries, or, whatever else. Because there are, like, women in white are more often seen in white countries. Um, and, grey aliens are more likely to be seen in the US than anywhere else. In Australia, they're black. Same kind of a shape, but they're black. Um, uh, so there are regional differences. With shadow people, it's the same no matter where you go. If someone talks about their experience, it's all right, you can come in if you want. So our dog deciding to to come in. Oh, you're streaming, can I come? Yeah, that universally, it's a the shape of a person or an animal. And for most people, it's a really scary experience. Um, uh, so I wanted to know if any of you have had specifically shadow people. So I'm not talking about poltergeists and ghosts, but specifically shadow people that don't do anything. They are just there. Um, I'm scanning the comments. A shadow person clinging to your back, Ida. That is frightening. Um, yeah, and this is one of the conversations I want to have, Temp. You've hit the nail on the head, because whether an experience is real or not doesn't matter, right? The experience itself is real. We feel the fright, we feel the reaction. We are having an experience. But what the explanation is may be different to what our brain gives us, right? Um, and, I mean, I know, having spoken to the guys, or spoken to Justin, um, over at Cryptids of the Corn, like, his view of it as a scientist, right, is like, the experience is absolutely real. The explanation for that experience may not be. So, you might think that you see Nessie and actually it's a giant salamander that, we don't think exists here in the UK, but actually it does. They've evolved to go deeper into the loch because Loch Ness is really deep. There are other explanations for it, whether it's brain chemicals, whether it's something in our evolution, in terms of survival instincts and stuff like that. And our brains try to find patterns. We try to find shapes. If you've ever laid on your back and looked up at the clouds and kind of gone, that one looks like a face, that one looks like a, spaceship. We are designed to find patterns. Let's have a look. I've seen two shadow people. They are watching over me. I always notice them out the corner of my eye. But what is fascinating to me is to know that who they are. Okay, cool. I'll look out for your message. Oh, see, this is interesting. I would love to know more about that, Loopy. If you're not comfortable doing it here, then do DM me, because I don't know how I would feel about that. I don't. That seems like a huge thing to kind of reconcile, if you see what I mean. But yeah, for me, it's not like I've had frightening otherworldly experiences. I'm not gonna lie. But the vast majority, including the shadow people, isn't frightening. And maybe it's because I've had other frightening experiences. Has anyone else had an experience? Because it is very much a, what are they? Are they spirits? Are they people we know? Are they, guiding spirits or warning spirits, or, if they are spirits that come back to warn us of something, is that why we get filled, some people get filled with dread? And could it possibly be that our subconscious is sending us signals, that we've missed the signs for something? They definitely could be ghosts, or spirits of some kind. One of the theories that I've seen, which I think it's a little bit out there, but it's kind of interesting, are these from a different dimension? Are they seeping through into our reality or our dimension, and we're only seeing a shadow of them? Are they impersonators? Now that's a frightening thought. That is a frightening thought. Like that, I find it more comforting if they are spirits of some kind or angels, than I would do if they were coming through from another dimension. And maybe that's too much Terry Pratchett. Like the beast from another dimension is a little bit worrying to me. Like Terry Pratchett has definitely ruined me for a lot of things. Sorry, I am just checking other pages to make sure things are working. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I'm trying very hard not to cough at you. Um, uh, uh, Poor Ida. Just tell them you're listening to the voices in your head. Sorry, I shouldn't make jokes about that. But yeah, you've got more important things to do. Like, listen to me. I'm amazing. I'm not amazing. Make friends. It's fine. Um, the clairvoyant him went in the house and said what was in brother's room was bad, but the man in the wardrobe wasn't. That's interesting. So was it a case of, this good spirit holding back the bad? Or you could do that, Ida. Loopy Miracle says, tell the fellow passenger to subscribe to Craft. Yeah, let's get to that 100 subscribers. I'm really excited because we are 6 away. This time last year, I never thought I'd get to this point of having 94. So I'm kind of excited. I mean, in the grand scheme of all YouTube, it's it's not something to write home about, but I think it's amazing. Um, yeah. Mm. That's really awesome. Like a guardian angel or guardian spirit. That is very true, Temp. Technically, if she's using earbuds, you are the voice in her head. I often I spend most of the day with an earbud in, doing research and other stuff. And I go to hug my other half, and he'll kind of giggle and go, "I can hear the voices in your head," because he's getting the tinny kind of voice. Um, yes, you did, and I'm very, very grateful. I really am. And anyone who spreads the word and tells people to come and listen. I mean, to be honest with you, I love all of you equally, but it is really nice when someone um gets someone else to sub. It's really lovely. And spreading the word is free. It is absolutely free. Speaking of free, you can subscribe to my podcast on most of your favorite podcasting platforms. You can catch the podcast here on YouTube on my podcast playlist. You can follow me on Threads at Craftalytical. What else can you do for free? You can like this stream. If you haven't already, you can subscribe. I've just lost 2 viewers over that, so if you don't ask, you don't get, but people just, leave. Yeah. Do check out the podcast because I'll be exploring topics like this. I did an episode, I think it's episode 2 is Bride's Pool in Hong Kong, which I sorry. Temp, you love me the most because I'm humble, down to earth, approachable, handsome, intelligent, sexy, strong, wise, awesome, and humble. You are also a young Antonio Banderas. You are so pretty, it hurts. Ooh, I will check it out a little bit later for sure. Thank you very much. What was I saying? I can't remember what I was saying. Temp completely changed my Oh yeah, Bride's Pool. So Bride's Pool in Hong Kong is, I mean, it's beautiful there. There's forest trail. You've got barbecue and picnic area, and then you have this beautiful hiking trail up through the forest out to the pool. Um, and there's a couple of waterfalls that lead down to Bride's Pool, and it's a very the legend itself is so short. There aren't that many details about it, but it is a long-lived thing. Um, this legend. So do listen to that. But I will be going more into depth on the things that really fascinate me and what I've learned from those. Um, Temp, stop trying to play favorites with the community. Like, stop driving a wedge. Just so wrong. Come into my stream trying to tell people that you love them more than I do. Grumble, grumble. I did make a pun. Sorry, I am just catching up on chat. Yeah, see, he does. He looks like, you know, pre-Zorro Antonio Banderas. Ooh, I'm gonna have to research that one. Yeah, I mean, I find these stories fascinating, and I find things like shadow people fascinating. And I think my renewed interest in it is because Cryptids of the Corn did an episode on it, and I was like, hey, what I experienced, other people have too. And it's really interesting to normalize this kind of thing. You see what you see, and you experience what you experience. You feel the way you feel. But let's try and put some meaning to it. Let's try and give context, because I think that's important. I think if you understand what has happened, or at least explore those ideas, it can help, right? Um, it can give you a perspective that you were lacking beforehand. And this is why, I do what I do. You don't have to agree with my viewpoint, my read on a situation, no matter what that situation is. But considering someone else's viewpoint, considering, this outside perspective, can be really useful, even if it just solidifies that no, that's not how you feel. You know, a lot of what I do and a lot of the things I learn about are, excuse me, more how not to be. Like, I witness other people's behavior and I'm like, I definitely don't want to be like that person. And it just solidifies where I am on my path, my journey with mental health, my journey with learning and evolving and everything else. Sorry. Oh, what have I missed? Temp is such a tool. He is very useful. That's very true, Loopy. Not overly humble there, Temp. Thank goodness I have your full attention. My life was not complete until you got home safe and sound. Stick the kettle on, have a cuppa, put your feet up. Oh, we've got some puns going on. Don't shatter my reality review. If you haven't already, do go over and subscribe to Reality Review and Brickable Hours. They're doing some amazing work. Reality Review is kind of part of this big community that we have, which is just respect, love, and non-judgmental support, which I love. Hearing Glossip, it's a history of witches in a triangle. That is really interesting. One of my favorite places ever to go and visit is Boscastle. They've got this amazing witch museum right on the waterfront, and there's a pub there called the Cobweb, and the food is really good. But I love it there. It feels like home, but it's got the history of poppet dolls and all sorts of other stuff, witch glass and other things. It's really, really interesting. If you are ever down in Cornwall, do go to Boscastle. It's not that far away from Tintagel, and it's well worth a visit. Um, you actually live inside the Witch's Triangle. I love it. I love it. I see what you're doing, Temp. You are taking over from our resident troll of last week. Yes, no distractions. And as much as I love being in your pocket, it is really nice to have your full attention. Um, uh, Ooh, that's very cool. That is very cool. It's actually based on a real hotel. Allegedly one of the most haunted hotels. Stephen King stayed there, and with his wife and his son when his son was really, really small. And he dreamt that he saw his son walk out of the room and down the hallway, and he had a dream about a few of the things that happen in The Shining. uh, and like when he woke up, obviously, his son was safe and everything else. But that's what inspired the Shining, was a real hotel. I wish I could remember the name of the hotel now. Thank you very much, Temp. Yeah, I mean, I think these things are interesting to talk about, whether you believe in the subject or not, because there are so many people who do. Um, it's worth normalizing, just having the debate, just throwing ideas out there and giving people both an understanding of what it's like to have these experiences, but also the people who have had the experiences get some kind of perspective. Because again, whether you've had an experience or not, we all know someone who has. Um, we who am I to say your experience isn't your experience? Um, you experience something. I don't have to believe in the subject matter to know that to you, your experience was real, and to want to comfort or inform you, or just offer support. This is meant to be, or what I'm hoping to build, a safe space, somewhere where people feel comfortable enough to say what's on their mind, and not feel like they're gonna be ridiculed. Like, we have a joke, we have a laugh, and we rib each other a little bit, but I don't want anyone to feel like that's the response they would get from me if they came to me and said, "Hey, I had this weird supernatural experience, and I just need to talk it out," you know? Because your experience is your experience. It's just like, I wouldn't say to someone how they should act in a situation, or that I don't believe that they had a physical, this worldly experience, because they're not talking about it the way I would, um uh, sorry, just catching up on chat again. uh, Yeah, and I think you're probably right, Tim. It is about interpretation. Um, it could be that, my experience with a shadow person was actually, I came to face with a demon and didn't have the right reaction to it. Or, it could have been an angel. It could have been any number of things. But perspective really plays a big part in that. And also, I mean, culture, religion, spiritual beliefs, how we were brought up, all of these things kind of feed into how we would interpret something. I think that is a really insightful way of putting it. Um, and again, I like this idea, and I want to do a bit more of an episode on what happens when we die. There's some really interesting research coming out at the moment, and the research it comes out of a chap who he did some research in the 70s, and essentially weighed the soul. So he weighed a body before it died, and then before the person died, and then straight after, and there was pretty consistently a 2.5 gram difference, and kind of extrapolating from that, um the new research suggests that actually, yes, our energy does leave our body and go elsewhere. um, and I won't go too much into it because I really would like a discussion on that. But who's to say, again, going back to Temp's point, this is about interpretation, right? So is that cosmic energy? Is that our consciousness? Is it our soul? Is it, you know, just a dissipating electrical field? Right. So again, it's interpretation. Most people who are uh, religious will see that as their soul. Someone who is, for instance, a Buddhist will see that as their energy being sent out to be reincarnated. Um, you know, and I like that idea, but I like the idea of coming back and guiding someone. Um, my work is never done in my head, and this is I don't want this to sound arrogant, I really don't, but I see my purpose in life is to reach other people and help them. And I don't think I will ever be able to help enough people to be satisfied that I've done my job. I always say if I help one person, then I've done my job. No, I don't. I want to help one person, but I also want to help another person. you know? It's one of the reasons why I'm so excited about getting to 100 subscribers. That's 100 people that have the option of clicking on on my channel when they get a notification and possibly getting something out of a live stream or a video that I do that may really resonate with them that day that they really need. Um, and I like the idea of that carrying on after I am no more of this earth. I like that idea. And maybe that is arrogant and kind of making myself out to be special when I am just one of 7 point something billion people on this earth. But, you know, um, yeah, I like that idea. Like, not a guardian angel. I don't think I'd make it to angel status, but maybe a guiding spirit. I'd be okay with that. Auntie Giggles is here, so things may get surreal. To anyone who has not met Auntie Giggles before, she is a serial widower, a professional widower. And yeah. She has dated more than a few shadow people before, but they aren't husband material. Oh, the puns have started. They are shady. Having a serious conversation. I think that's the serious part of today's stream over and done with, isn't it? Yvonne, thank you very much. Thank you. I still think you're flirting with me, or trying to get something out of me. I have no money. I'm not worth it. But honestly, I am nothing without all of you. I would just be an idiot with a camera. Thank you very much, Ida. Yes. If you are enjoying today's stream, please hit that like button. The like button doesn't do anything in terms of the YouTube algorithm, but it does show other people and me that you're enjoying the content and you like doing something a little bit different every now and again. You know, this will be maybe it's something we'll do once a month. We'll talk about cryptids or otherworldly stuff or aliens or whatever, just as a bit of a light-hearted view, because I genuinely think we can learn from these experiences, and sometimes it's about learning who we are. When you have a frightening experience, it, it it surprises you the kind of person that you are, and it gives you something to work on. So I knew it. Oh, no, sorry. I knew it. You do always flirt with me. See, I'm one of those people, I have no idea if someone's flirting with me or not. I really don't. And the way I deflect, so I tried to take some advice from Karen. I am not good with compliments, and I know exactly why. I know exactly why. And I will do a video on that actually, because I think it's an interesting topic. But yeah, I'm not good with compliments. They make me very, very uncomfortable. So instead of kind of brushing them off and ignoring them, because as Karen told me, that deprives the person who is offering the compliment of seeing that compliment received and understood. And I'd never thought about it that way. And it's a really nice way of putting it. So now what I do instead is I ask if someone's flirting with me, because like I'm not at the place where I can just go, oh, thanks. But I am at the place where I can accept it and kind of be a little flirty as a response. It's a middle ground. I'm not saying it makes sense. Oh, we hit 95. We are 5 subscribers away from our giveaway of Senor Fluffy Butt. Thank you very much. Whoever has hit the subscribe button, thank you. You are really, really appreciated. What I will say, while I'm thinking about appreciated people, so for a very long time now, more or less since I started the channel, I have had a coffee page. Um, oh, yay! As long as it makes sense to one person, I am cool with that. Um, stay. I accidentally flirt with people all the time, but it's probably because I can't read direct social cues. Yeah, see, if I feel safe with someone, I will flirt. Um, but I have to feel safe with them, and we have to have built up that relationship. But yeah, I'm terrible at working. I once went on a date that I had no idea was a date. I didn't know it was a date for about 6 months afterwards. That's how bad I am. Yeah, I mean, I I've said this before, I don't know what I am. I don't. I'm coming round more and more to the idea that maybe there is a deity. And I've had some really interesting conversations recently, um, uh, with various people, but also Cryptids of the Corn. Again, I'm going to mention them. They do cryptids and coffee on a Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning for us here. No, Tuesday afternoon for us here in the UK. And one of the conversations that came out was, the fact that you can reconcile science with religion. You can absolutely say that God created the universe, and the science can, if you read the data a certain way, the science backs that up. Something caused the Big Bang. We don't know what it was, right? For all we know, God said, "Let there be light," and he caused the Big Bang, right? So all of these things are, you know, completely reconcilable. Um, and that to me is in, oh, sorry, can't type and talk at the same time. That to me is really interesting. Um, and I'd like to think, 'cause I know a lot of people kinda go, "Well, if God exists, why do bad things happen?" Well, the thing is if God exists, he gave us free will, right? He gave us free will. Humans cause bad things to happen because they have free will. Um, and he's not necessarily going to step in and stop that. It's kind of a human experiment, um, is my thing. Yeah, the ultimate scientist mathematician, and I love that because it does mean, like, this free will that we have, and this idea of questioning and learning and evolving all comes from that. We are developed, our brains are developed to solve puzzles, to see what's over the next hill, right? Um, and I think, you know, if there is a divine deity or, a million of them, I think they gave us that on purpose. And part of our job is to learn more about the universe around us. Um, and whether you are purely a scientist or whether you have, you know, religious beliefs, I think the two things can be reconciled. Um, I can absolutely see that. Sorry, coffee. Um, you keep distracting me with amazing conversation. Um, right. So, yeah, I set up a coffee page because I wanted to show off some of my art, my crafty stuff, and I wanted to be able to set things up so that I could do one-on-one coaching, um, and also so that I could offer memberships, because let's face it, as much as I love all 95 of you, and I do from the bottom of my heart, that's a long way away from having memberships on the channel and stuff like that. And it's been sat there. The coffee page has been sat there for this whole time. And at the beginning of this week, I got my first member. And I would like to say thank you very much. You know who you are. You are now an honorary producer of the show. It seems really sad to call it a show. You are a producer of the channel and the podcast, and you will forever have my appreciation. I am so grateful that you believe in what I'm doing enough to become a member. I would also like to say, sorry, page loading. Just looking for the name. From an anonymous admirer of your fascinating content. Thank you very much for your PayPal donation. I really do appreciate it. You are amazing. Every penny at the moment is being saved up so that I can up my game, basically. I've on my coffee page again, it has a little description at the top about what I'm doing with the money. So I want to raise enough to pay for running costs, things like being able to chip in for electric and that kind of thing. And, be able to upgrade StreamYard and all of those boring things. And then recording equipment for the podcast and PC upgrades, which I am still working my way towards. It's only £3 a month. I think that's a bargain. Right, I'm going to catch up with chat now that I've plugged all of the ways you can help. If you can't afford it, it's absolutely fine. You know, you can share the page. You can just being here and watching is amazing. I honestly, nothing without you guys, nothing. Oh, I really hope, Steve, that she didn't think there was anything weird about that timing. Um, um, oh, I hope you're still close. Why have we got squirrels? Did I miss something? Oh, we have got lovely hearts in the chat. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I am very, very much loved. And I honestly don't know what to do with that. I'm a little bit confused. I like it, but it is confusing. Why I'm still really confused by the squirrels. So confused. Yeah, just so that you know, if you become a member, there will be exclusive members only content, occasional extra giveaways, not just in your fluffy butt. Discounts, we'll do some live hangouts, and there is a members only Telegram group for having fun. Oh, that's really nice, Steve. That is really, really nice. I'm so glad that was the case. It's just, it is so sad when you go on a date and you don't realize you've been on a date. Like, seriously. Oh, that's how oblivious I am to just everything, basically. Oh, sorry, I'm just refreshing things to make sure I am not missing anything. Um, but that is really, really sweet. Um, seriously, I'm a little bit emotional. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, thank you. Oh, that was something else I was gonna run past you all. Is this time of day working for everyone? Starting at 8 p.m. my time, so 3 o'clock on the East Coast, 2 o'clock kind of central, 12 noon in, I want to say Utah, but it's probably Nevada. You know, 11 p.m. for temp. I'm trying to work out whether it's worth me moving the stream back a little bit to 9 or 10 o'clock my time. So 1 or 2 hours later, which sucks for us in the UK, but might be better for our US friends. Oh, the blue moon. Yes, I took some photograph. It was huge. Absolutely glorious. And so clear. So clear. My phone did not take great photographs of it. Very blurry. I wanted to get a gorgeous picture of like the craters and everything else, but just stunning. Just stunning. Did you get to see it, Gina? Oh, I know that temp. I know. It was more kind of because I know, when I start, it's lunchtime for Joe and I think Auntie Giggles. And then, you know, 2 o'clock in Texas, 3 o'clock in Florida and Ohio. And then for us in the UK, it's fine, but kind of Rick and you and some of the Aussie, occasionally I get Aussie and Indian viewers. So I thought I'd ask basically, because it's going where you all want me to go. Um, Blue moon, I saw you standing alone. Oh, I'm gonna have to delete YouTube now. I've sung. Oh, I know. I know, Temp. It is virtually impossible to find the perfect time to stream. Um, which is why I picked 8 o'clock my time on a Friday. But it's worth asking every now and again if this is still working for people because I want to um make sure it still works. You don't wanna. You don't want me to. It's not pretty, Loopy. It's not pretty. I mean, I do sing like no one's listening, most of the time because singing is really good for you. It really does alleviate stress. Um, and it's great for your blood pressure. It is great for your um blood vessels and just really good for breathing. So yeah, it's Doo, doo, doo. Yeah, that's true. I mean, the issue really at the moment is time for me. But next week or after next week, I will have time during the day. And I might do a second live stream, and I will definitely get back to actually releasing more video content rather than just live streaming. Oh, you were such a sweetheart. I think oops. Um, I think I'd probably leave it at this time and then do a daytime stream on another day. Um, yeah, I mean, absolutely. We are a community. We raise each other. And it is, you know, it's something I'm really passionate about is making sure that we're working together, not pulling in different directions. And it's not that, if I'm streaming at this time, I would expect other people not to stream at this time. It's more, it's a courtesy thing. Checking in with the people watching, but also checking in with you guys and making sure that um because we have this big community together, because we share this community for the most part. Uh you know, it's courtesy. I don't like making viewers have to choose if I can get away with it, you know? Um, I would rather we work together, and keep the community together. Um, oh dear. Really upset my youngest. She's still not happy with me. To be fair, I was right. So earlier on today, she asked me if she could be a Rapunzel. So I made her a hairpiece. Um, I don't want you to see my trousers. I'll be back in a second. So I made her this. Where's the camera? So it attaches around her ponytail, and it's a really long hairpiece. So she could pretend to be Rapunzel. Um, uh, and then my eldest asked for one, so I made her one, and they were playing Rapunzel for a very long time. How I had girly girl kids, I'll never know. Because it was so not me as a kid. And my youngest is very upset that I took it out of her hair for her to go to bed. She is very, very upset with me. I am just a terrible human being now. Um, but she can't sleep and she'll just get tangled up and hot, and it's not safe. Not safe at all. But every now and again, she calls out for her hair. Um, yeah. I'm not sacrificing. It's about caring, and wanting the community to thrive, and some of that is, you know, being a little bit organized behind the scenes and just aware, if nothing else. Oh yeah, no, I mean, absolutely. She'll get wrapped up in it. It'll get caught around her fingers, or, around her throat, or she'll choke on it. She'll get fluff up her nose or something. Absolutely, I was right. I stand by my decision, our decision. But obviously, to a little one, I took away her hair. That's all that matters. There is proper grief and big feelings going on. It's the problem when you're creative. We had the same thing over I made both of the kids, box cars. So basically cardboard box, but I made them steering wheels that kind of are set up so that they turn and everything. And the first night that they had those, she was beside herself that she couldn't sleep in it. So, oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The next time she wants a cuddle or any number of things, yeah. Yeah, I used to. I used to when I had long hair. Oh, Rick. Oh, I can make you a hairpiece like Rapunzel. Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's true. Um, but, I think if I do a daytime stream, so it's early morning when people are getting ready for work and stuff like that in America, but they're up and about and doing things here in Europe, um, and further on. So, uh, so my eldest, neither of them have really had their hair cut. Um, my eldest has had her hair cut. We've cut her hair once, and it was literally like I took an inch off the bottom to tidy it up. But she's been growing her hair since she was born, and we discussed it before the kids were born and kind of no, we would let them would grow their hair, and then when they're old enough, after the age of kind of 5 or 6, when they can make an informed decision, they can choose. So our eldest loves her long hair and it's really thick. It is a pain in the backside to brush. I hate brushing it. But it's down past her bum. It's so long. Her hair grows so quickly. Our youngest, her hair is middle of her back, and her hair is the exact opposite. It's really light blonde, curly, and quite fine hair. And I hate brushing that too because it just gets matted really, really quickly. But it is about being able to give them the choice, rather than dictating. Because, like you were saying, I was forced into having a bob as a kid. I hated it. Um, uh, you could, in fact, be the winner of Signor Fluffy Bot. Um, uh, 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 uh. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it has to be their choice. I think having grown up in a household where it was, this is how you have your hair. Um, uh, you know, and this is what you're going to wear and everything else. I like giving them as much choice as is sensible. You know, you've got a dress for the weather, and your hair has to be brushed, but otherwise, um, I have not seen a picture of Rick, and I feel that I need to. I mean, that's my problem, not yours, Rick. Don't send don't send me a picture if you're not comfortable with it. But I don't know what you look like. Um, yeah, I mean, maybe they do now. It took me until both of my parents died to have the courage to do it. Because, comments would have been made. Um, yeah, comments would have been made. Spicy childhood. Um, sorry, just refreshing pages again. I want to make sure that I'm not missing anything on any of the other pages. Moving on to a soft drink now, folks. Oh, it's a bit better. Hate sore throats. It's all about personality for me. If you own the way you look and you're confident in it, like, you come across automatically as hot, right? As really attractive, I should say. It's not about hotness, because I think that's been used in a really negative way. But people who kind of own themselves carry themselves differently. Speaking of people who own themselves and the way they look, hey Zayden. Anyone who isn't already subscribed, please go and check out Zayden's channel. It's just all about, it usually starts with a really good conversation, a deep conversation about something, and then moves on to silly games like Family Feud. For those in the UK, that's Family Fortunes. Wheel of Fortune and Mad Libs. It's a really good time. Actually, can one of my amazing mods, and I should actually say I have some of the best mods in the world, and thank you very much for being mods. Can you stick everyone's links in the chat? Everyone in our little community network. Excuse me. I was taking a sip of my drink as I read that, and we almost ended up with lemonade, everyone. Harris in your fluffy butt. Yeah, I mean, it took me a very long time to be comfortable in my own skin, and I completely understand it. And I still look at myself sometimes and kind of go, ugh, but I think it's something that you kind of grow into sometimes as well. But it's so important, to love yourself, because it does change the outlook. It changes your outlook. It changes the way you carry yourself. It changes the way other people see you. It makes such a big difference to your well-being. To, be you. Thank you very much, Temp. Yep. So we have the Gauche for fun and games. We have Loopy Miracle, who talks eloquently and openly and honestly about her health conditions, um, and answers questions in a way. It's the kind of questions that people want to ask about chronic conditions, and she does it with such grace and beauty. Well worth following. She's also lovely. Um, and Breakable Hours. We've got a couple of dingoes, which is well worth following. That is um, Auntie Giggles and Joe, uh, and Joe's other half, who is amazing. All sorts of fun and games over there, mostly gaming, and streaming, and other videos. Just go and enjoy the fun. Um, oh, see, white streaks are amazing. Um, Uh, I d I don't have a problem. Like, my mum, my dad, and my brother all started going white in their 20s, white or silver. My dad was blonde, so he got away with it for a long time. My mum started going salt and pepper pretty early. My brother was a little bit older, but yeah, and I had none until I was 39. Was the first grey hair. And I'd go, if as and when I went to the hairdresser, which wasn't very often, I would ask them to look for white or grey hair. And yeah, I was 39 when I found my first grey hair. And now I have a few, and like they are white hairs. And I love it. I love it. It's like scars and all of the stitches and everything else I have had over the years. You know, these are the marks of my life, and I see going white or gray as a badge of honor. I made it this far, which is something that for a lot of my life I didn't think I would. And I embrace them. You can always pretend that they are highlights, absolutely. Did I miss something, Temp? Don't worry, I'm not. I love myself. Oh, yeah. We know you love yourself. You've made that quite clear this evening. Um, hey, that is great news, Yvonne. That is awesome. Go you. Oh, I am so happy. Um, oh, are we going to have some crickets, do we think? Hey, all. Great to see everyone here. Quick zinger. What do you call a hairless poodle? A noodle. What does your barber call a bad comb over? Hilarious. You are hysterical. Uh, yeah, we've got some crickets. Um, oh, Stream Elements finally kicked in. It literally it did this last week, didn't kick in until an hour and 20 minutes into the stream, and it's just done the same. So yes, so please do head over to any one or all of those channels and click subscribe. Have a look through their videos, give them a like, because they're all well worth it. They're wonderful people. Last one, what is inactive? Um, um, I'm sure I'm missing something because there's a couple of comments. Just embrace it. Embrace the grow out. You know, you can see mine. There is nothing wrong with it. I think, we expect perfection from ourselves, and we shouldn't. Because none of us are perfect. We are all a work in progress. We are all a work in progress. And I think it is so important to just embrace that. We have never been this person in this moment ever before. We've never been exactly here before. And embracing that, embrace the suck and learn from it. Embrace the hair growing out. Embrace not being perfect. Let go of the ridiculous, stereotypical, goals that TV tells us we should have. We can't airbrush ourselves in real life. Don't airbrush photographs, you know? That's my view. And I'm putting my foot down. That's how I feel. I love Zayden's zingers. Yes, grow old disgracefully and carefree. I love that. Absolutely. Embrace it. I think it's really important that we do. I am just going to edit the description. Sorry, I cannot type. Just talk amongst yourselves. I'll be back. There we go. Yeah, that works. Sorry, I wanted to make sure that the description was up to date, so that it wasn't misleading. Because we have spoken about shadow people, but we've now moved on to Friday Night War. And there's nothing wrong with Friday Night War, but I just want to. Uh-oh. No one is throwing temp. It's true. No one is throwing temp. Temp is scrappy. I wouldn't want to throw temp. Also, he's like a boomerang. He comes back. Dear, she's not happy. She's not happy. I'm sorry if kind of the noise is coming through. My microphone's usually pretty good at getting rid of noise, but You never know. Yeah, seriously, I am with Ida here. I getting called people need to keep their remarks to themselves because they don't know what's going on. I th you know, anyone who comments and says you're too thin or, you're overweight or whatever needs to keep it to themselves because they have no idea what's going on. There could be a medical condition, there could be a mental health condition that is causing problems. Um, you know, like when I'm on my walking stick, the amount or on my kind of I use a crutch, but people kind of go, "Oh, what have you done?" Nothing. I'm sick. Like, what have you done? Puts the onus on you as if you've done it on purpose. But also, like, none of your fucking business. Excuse my language. Like, what gives you the right to ask? All you need to know is what you can see. I'm walking with a crutch today. Back off. And I'm really open about my health conditions. But like it's the entitlement of people. Like people feel entitled to comment on your physicality or, whether you're in a wheelchair or on crutches or whatever. Um, you know? Uh Yay, go you. That is awesome. That really is awesome. I'm so, so happy you're seeing progress in the right direction. Um, I that really is awesome. Go Yvonne, hearts for Yvonne. Is there anything else you all would like to talk about? Have you got any questions for me? Any topics you would like me to cover now or in the near future? I am always, always open to suggestions, to feedback, to ideas. Um, I have a bunch of things that I want to talk about, but um, I your needs come first. So if there's anything you would like me to discuss, I would love to hear from you. I really would. Um, like I said, as of kind of after next week, um, I will have more time during the day where it should, in theory, be quiet. So I can do a bit more recording. I can get some more episodes banked for the podcast and get those scheduled and also get back to recording um, slightly more regular videos for the channel. Hey, Carly made it. Oh, we have missed you. We have missed you. I am so glad you are here. Poor Carly hasn't been able to catch a live stream yet. So, hearts for Carly being here. I think you deserve the hearts. How are you, my darling? Um Oh, look at the love for Carly. Yay. I really like to see the love in the chat. Honestly, it really does warm my heart. It really does. I love the way you all interact with each other and, cheer each other on. It's amazing. Look at those hearts going up. You are all amazing. You really are. I'm so happy you made it to alive, Carly. I am really happy. Look at all of that love. Yay. So yeah, so I should be able to get back to slightly more regular content. And like I said earlier, maybe an extra live stream during the day, kind of midweek or something. Maybe on a Tuesday. Maybe I'll do Tuesdays. And then yeah, try and keep up with I basically I've set myself lofty goals to do a podcast and be a YouTuber and, all of the other things. And of course, I have to fit in there the members only live chats for people who are members of my coffee page, which is my only way of getting memberships right now. And, make sure that I'm looking after those members as well as you all. I love you all so much. Honestly, nothing without you. And we got 2 new subscribers today, which is just awesome. Carly, you've not seen Senor Fluffy Butt, but when we get to 100 subscribers for the channel, I will be giving away Senor Fluffy Butt as a random giveaway to everyone who is in the chat. Yeah, I'm gonna second this. When someone is struggling to gain weight, it's kind of poo-pooed as a problem. Like either people feel the need to comment on it as if it's a negative thing that someone is underweight, or it's kind of, oh, I wish I had your figure. It's kind of, you don't get the problems that come along with it. And I absolutely empathize with that fight because it can be really, really hard, especially when you're not feeling great and the last thing you want to do is eat. So you have done an amazing job. You really, really have. Yes, yeah, you. 100% yeah, you. Yeah. Has anyone got anything they want to add? Anyone want to talk about anything in particular? Yeah, absolutely. 100%. I'm going to ignore Zayden's comment about poo and I'm going to move on to, has anyone been through a haunted location? My answer is yes, many. Many, many, many. Brickable Hours has also been through a haunted location. Yeah, if one is taboo, the other one is. Let's have some parity between these things. Oh, Carly's been to a haunted location in San Antonio, Texas. Now, I am going to tell a story about this. So there's an episode of Most Haunted here in the UK. Ooh, you spent the night in a haunted hotel. Any spooky things that happened? Um, um, yeah, so most haunted over here is, or was, I don't know if they're still doing it, but um, it's pretty staged. It really is. Um, oh, we've got a few different conversations going on in chat. So they did an episode at the Chislehurst Caves where they walk through bits of the caves that aren't used for the museum and stuff. It's a really interesting tour, to be honest with you, the Chislehurst Caves in Kent. But like as part of the setup, um, they were like, "Oh, no one has spent the night here since World War II because it was used as a World War II bomb shelter." Um, uh, and like we all watched it because we spent a lot of time at the caves, going LARPing there. Labyrinth UK is there, and it's one of the kind of LARP setups that I used to go to. I still consider myself a bit of a cavey, a labby player, um, and we watched it and kind of went, "Oh, it's just such bullshit," because we had all slept there. We've all spent nights in the caves. I ran a 3-day event in the caves and we all slept down there. And yeah, it is pretty spooky in places. Like some of the areas didn't have any lighting at all. You're in these big kind of cavernous areas and then really small areas and everything else. And there's a couple of areas that you get really bad vibes from. But yeah, it was very sad. They were only there for 3 hours. Um, they got there just before sunset, so they could do their daytime kind of bits. And then they went down there, filmed, and came back out. They were only down there kind of 3 or 4 hours. Sorry. Right, time to catch up with chat. Um, doo, doo, doo. Are you saying you've been flirting with me and you're a bot? A bot has been flirting with me? I'm gutted. Gutted. I've missed something. Uh, Don Cesar. So I wonder why it's haunted. I'm going to make a note of some of these places so I can have a look. No, this one. Why can you never find a page that hasn't been written on in a hurry? Don Cesar. Yeah, absolutely. Like people say just eat healthier. And actually it's really super expensive. Our shopping here has gone up by an average of 50 to 60 pounds a week in less than a year. And yeah, I've got 2 growing kids, but, you know, that's still with more meals than I'm happy with being junky meals. But by the time you bought fruit and other things, it's so expensive. It is much cheaper to eat crap. Um, uh, so I'm catching up. A bot was flirting with you. It's Adam and Eve, not Florence and the Machine. That is brilliant. That is really, really clever. I like that one. Oh, honestly, this person was like really dedicated to the trolling. But Temp made this person run through their 11 alt accounts, 10 or 11 alt accounts, and have to make another one to come back to basically not quite admit defeat, but uh kind of like they came back to say, I'm sorry that I couldn't make you cry. But you did make me go through all of these old accounts and make another one to come back. Like, um, uh, yeah, I know. Like, more lives. Um, the first time bots and trolls showed on Zaden, my channel, we all yelled, "We made it!" Yeah, Temp absolutely rocked when it came to whack a troll. It was very funny. Zayden, have you ever gone through a haunted place? Um, I'm intrigued now. Is it just that you were asking because you really want to stay at Don Cesar, or is it? I'm sorry if I'm butchering that name, by the way. Or is it kind of you've had your own experience? Yeah, there's definitely times when one or more of you have trolled me. So, in a good way, in a fun way. Oh, that is interesting. So have you had experiences or you've gone to experience something and um yeah. Sorry, I am trying to words. I apologize. No, no corn bots. But last week we did get someone who was really adamant. Like it started with asking for a link to join me on StreamYard, very quickly followed by calling me a bimbo, and then it went downhill for a little while, and then it came back up because there was some kind of respect. Um, Yay, go me. Um, did I miss a comment from Ida? Sorry, did I miss a comment from Ida? Am I not getting everyone's comments? Oh, Zayden and Gina tried to do a live at the last haunted place. I'm assuming, thank you, Ida. I'm assuming that the live didn't quite go as planned. I'm really intrigued now. Yeah. I would totally be up for like getting a few people together and live streaming from kind of a haunted place. Ooh. You've had a few haunted experiences too, and at that hotel, a ghost showed up in one of your pictures. That's really cool. Like, did you get the vibe from the place? Oh, interesting. The scariest haunting I've been to is one I least expected, is one on a small bridge in Ohio. It almost reminded me of the troll story when crossing the bridge as a troll was hiding underneath the bridge. In this case, it was quite a bit scarier. Yeah, I said corn, because although we're almost at the 2-hour mark, but yeah, you've got to be a bit careful. Whoa, I can see a Craftalytical and crew going and finding somewhere haunted. Unaccepted word. I wonder what word that was. What word was unaccepted? The ghost was a lady dressed in Victoria era clothes. That's a really spooky era for me. Okay. So the problem is the rules aren't 100% clear. So you can swear throughout a video as long as it's after the first 7 seconds. You can say the F word as many times as you want. That's not a problem. But there are certain subjects that sometimes get thrown up, or we may end up with someone watching who decides to report the stream because trolls. Yeah, there are a few places where that's not an issue. So we can look into this. I would be really interested in that. If I could, if I had the resources, I'd be inviting people on to come and talk about this kind of thing. Right, so I'm gonna dispel a myth. Um, there is a channel here on YouTube called The Creator Studio, and it is by YouTube where they explain rule changes and updates and stuff. Um, and actually, there isn't a human reviewer unless a stream is reported. If it gets reported, it goes through an algorithm, and the algorithm then decides if you manage to get it, um, if you manage to appeal it, which doesn't always happen, it can go to a human reviewer. Um, but mostly it's done by the algorithm. So it's not YouTube that take down videos or give you a strike necessarily. It's usually someone reporting your stream. But YouTube update the algorithm with the new words. So the algorithm now searches the first 7 seconds. If you don't launch straight into a disgusting rant about something, you're fine. There are some words that the algorithm will flag up throughout a video. But yeah. Yes, we will have to find places to go, Yvonne, so that we can take you. So you, Steve, me, Ida. Who else is coming along on our haunted adventure? Yes, we are thrilled. I'm hoping I'm speaking for everyone here, but we are thrilled that there are going to be Gorsh Games tomorrow. Karen made it. Karen made it. Hey, Karen. That is awesome. I'm being trolled now. YouTube human reviewer. That's false. There is a human reviewer. It is me, and I am handsome as heck and humble. I think I know who that is. Human reviewer. You missed about 2 hours? Mostly it's been temp trolling me. Um uh, 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 uh. Come over to Texas for the haunting. Yeah, Zayden has a really good point because there are rules. We have laws here to protect and make sure that everything is disabled access. But some of the older buildings also have rules about what you can and can't do with them because they're listed. So a lot of haunted places really chuffing difficult to get into if you have mobility issues. Like there are some places that are almost impossible for me to get into, and I'm walking on a at least one stick. But yeah, definitely agree. Um, well, maybe it wasn't temp. He's put the angel in me. Angel emoji, which obviously means he is completely innocent. Yeah, it definitely does need awareness because there are some really, really beautiful and interesting places to go to, and some amazing haunted places that are just not friendly to people like us, right? Elbow cough, elbow cough. Um, Hey, gorgeous lady. I am so happy that you and Carly made it. Um, oh, thank you for the little reminder, Loopy Miracle. That's really kind of you. Um, I don't troll, I stroll. Uh-oh. Auntie Giggles is on to you. Um, oh, I'll bump you up up and down any stairs. I am pretty sure the group of us can take turns doing that and take you wherever you want to go. Um, Temp is definitely on something today. Yeah, absolutely. Angel, automatically innocent. Um, do, do, do. Um, you guys crack me up. You really do crack me up. Auntie Gills has, in fact, found her next husband in the form of Temp. Watch out, my friends. You better watch your back. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm sorry, but you're all being misled. It is impossible to be two different things at the same time. I'm a reality reviewer, therefore I cannot be a YouTube reviewer. Just honestly, what are you lot like? I'm starting to think that it is a really nice thing that you guys can blow off some steam on a Friday here. I mean, it's different for me, keeping you all on track. Making Andy speechless equals winning at life. I'm pretty sure there are more than a few people who would see that as, a goal. I've won at life. That's it. Well, as long as I can help someone reach their goals in life, Temp, that's what I'm here for. You did. You did do it with humor. Absolutely. You did it with humor. And I am a big fan of the funny because, like, I've said this before this week, I do not bring the funny. I am not a funny person. I try. And most of the time, I am accidentally funny. But you will bring the funny and I can react to it. Um, oh, thank you. I was looking at it earlier and thinking I could probably do with dyeing it again, but I don't hate it. Um, oh, you mean? Oh, sorry. Hold on. Um, excuse me. I'm so sorry. How rude. Um, where do I start a new game? Is life replayable? What you mean? You want to try it on hard mode now? Excuse me again. I've got to the bottom of my lemonade, and it's mostly air, and I really am so sorry. Ready to start building my next life character. Well, bringing it full circle, you could be a shadow person next. You could be like the guiding spirit in your next incarnation. YouTube human troll. Life is a game of strolling and trolling. I'm trying. I am really trying. Good game, well played. Life's too easy. Oh my word. What? No. Sorry, it took me a moment to work out what you were making a comment about. No. Shadow people can be any color. There's nothing racist about that. Oh, I don't know what to do with that. I am really hoping that's a joke. I am mortified. And I think you've done that on purpose, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, it's always good to know that they're a human, right? Oh, tell me about it, Steve. Can I re-roll my stats, please? Um, shadows do matter. Yes. Yes, you are. We can go back to talking about shadow people. Yeah, I'm really sorry you missed it as well. It was an interesting conversation. I think there's more to come. We're gonna do I think once a month we'll do an otherworldly paranormal style stream because I think they're fun. Thank you, Temp. Like, I just I, I really hope Temp doesn't think I'm making a comment about the color of his skin. I'm really hoping he's joking. But we've been doing this for nearly an hour, nearly 2 hours 10 minutes, and I think I've gone a bit peculiar. I can't even speak. That's how peculiar I've gone. Yeah, I mean, I know. I know. I do need practice. I'm hoping that you're not gonna, go too hard on me. Build me up to severe trolling. Yeah, the last few streams have gone well over 2 hours. Last week was like 2.5 hours. Um, yeah, he's pulled the shadow card. It's just mean. Yeah, we will definitely keep well, we can keep both of you, to be honest. Oh, 6 hours. You trying to kill me? I'm not sure I could. We were talking about keeping this stream time on a Friday, but maybe doing a daytime stream during the week when the kids are at school. So it'd be kind of early morning for you all in America. Ooh, troll cake. I like troll cake. You and me both. I utterly got screwed on stats. Yeah, human troll. I hope you have hit the subscribe button. Oh, you're very fair, but calling you too white is a bit harsh, isn't it? Um, oh, I think I'm not the only one that's gone peculiar today. Um, oh, thank you, Ida. You flirting with me? Temp's not flirting with me. Temp's mean. I mean, he's not wrong, but he is mean. Yeah, I think you probably got a point there, Brickable Hours. Oh, I'm YouTube human troll. That is a Zayden zinger. Let's see if you get crickets. Hey, Dragonfly Kisses. We've got all of the people we've not seen for a little while today. Thank you very much for being here. I think we need hearts for you. Me subscribed. um Was it just like constantly trying to find what it was meant to be focusing on or something? Oh, poor Yvonne. Poor Yvonne. She is an amazing warrior and we love her. We love her lots. See, you do have a nice side. Or you just fancy me. Either way, I'm okay with it. You are in fact perfect and humble, good looking. You are our Antonio Banderas. I know. It's like the troll is there with you, reading your mind. Yes, we have definitely missed Dragonfly Kisses. Where were we? Ah, I see what you did there. Sorry, I'm just catching up on chat. Oh, just lots of love going round. I like that. I like seeing the love. To be fair, Temp, it's not your first language. And I'm assuming you're watching on your PC. But typing is hard. It is also 1 o'clock in the morning for you. Trolling is good. Trolling is an art form. We spoke about this last week, right? Is the fact that anyone can come in and be insulting, but it takes real skill to be funny and annoying and come up with original kind of hits, you know? Um, The self-love is also important. I joke, but I'm also not joking. Self-love is really important, Temp. You type quicker than you think. Are you thinking quicker than you type? Maybe. Temp is not admitting to having a flaw. It is not a flaw. It is a skill. Just so much love. Flying backwards and forwards. Love it. You guys are amazing. That made my brain hurt. You're not wrong, but is that Saturday Night Live affirmations? But you are beautiful. You absolutely are. 100%. Now that is incredible. That is also a skill. That is also a skill. You are smart. Hold on. Oh, the chat just took off there. I'll have to have a look for it. I like Saturday Night Live. That's pretty much how I spend my life. I'm so glad I'm not alone. This is the whole point of this community, is to realize that some things are completely normal. It is okay to not have a clue what you're doing. It is okay to ask questions. Oh, we're up to 96. We're up to 96. If we get 4 more people, or when we get to 100, 100 subscribers, and we do a random giveaway for Senior Fluffy Butt. And I will send Senior Fluffy Butt to whoever wins. But we just ticked over to 96 subscribers, which is amazing. Oh, thank you very much. Yay! Thank you, Dragonfly Kisses. I love you. That is amazing. Thank you very, very much. I don't know who 96 was then. Isn't he the one I wanted, Senor Fluffy Butt? I don't know. I don't know. I can't. Did I show you Senor Fluffy Butt? I can't remember. Senior. Yes. Senor Fluffy Bud. Basically, as I was making him, I started applying the fluffy fur from the butt forward. And it was really late at night. And it's a way of kind of entertaining myself as I'm doing crafting and stuff. So because I started from the butt, it was like Senor Fluffy Butt. Senor Fluffy Butt is a little dog. He's oh no, camera's up here. So he is a needle felted dog. Just a little one that I made. So he has a little tail, and he has 4 paws and a fluffy tummy, and yeah, little snout. I also have This one that I finished a little while ago, the head's a bit big. I got the proportions all wonky. Um, but again, fluffy tail. Yeah, I love needle felting. I'm subscriber number 6. Thank you very much, human troll, YouTube human troll. Yeah, so I think it was last week we decided we'd have um a bit of a fun giveaway, just, um so yeah, so I decided various milestones, and it doesn't have to be kind of round numbers or anything else. I think the next one I'm probably just going to choose a random milestone to hit, like, I don't know, 600 watch hours or something, or uh no, let's say 303 watch hours, and I'll do another giveaway or something like that. So we decided last week it was 100 subscribers, and I would do a random um generator. So we've got 15 people watching. Basically ask people if they wanted to join in, and if they do, then we'll do a random number generator. um uh, Sorry, I'm just catching up on chat. You really are. You really, really are. Oh, Karen, those are the cutest. Oh, so cute. Stream Elements is working hard. It took an hour and 20 minutes for Stream Elements to actually kick in and start doing its job. But, now it's doing okay. It's technology, Dragonfly. I'm not great at it. I try. Fight the wheel. Oh, bunnies. Feel the freedom. Yeah, and the other thing about giving away something like the rabbit or whatever else, it's kind of, I don't know, there's something really nice about giving away something that is handmade, and from the heart, basically. And I am a big fan of creativity. I love handmade gifts and stuff like that. The oppression, we all feel the oppression of the wheel. Like, we all do. It's real, isn't it? Let's be honest. We're all in that wheel. And that's why we need a Friday night stream. That's exactly why we need a Friday night stream, right? It's just blow off some steam, get out of the wheel, stretch our legs a little bit. See, I'm really into that. I was going to do my best Scottish voice, and then directly underneath, you've got Ida. And I'm pretty sure if I did a terrible Scottish accent, I would never live it down. So Oh, new question in from Zayden. Okay, out of curiosity, what's the scariest movie that you've seen? Oh, Dreamcatcher. Dreamcatcher is the only film that I have watched that I had to turn off and never watch again. The book was brilliant, and I could read that from cover to cover and have several times. The film was just a bit too much. Me too. I think that there's something genuine about it, isn't it? Someone's thought about you, um, and has thought about what you like, what color you might like, what animals or whatever, you know? Sorry, just catching up. Um, yes. Yeah, exactly. Like, I really get a lot out of being creative. I think we've spoken about this before. Um, you and me, Dragonfly, rather than of course, I've spoken about it before on the channel, but there is something really, relaxing about setting those small achievable goals when you're creating something, when you're crafting something, and then, to do that with someone in mind or to make something like Fluffy Butt here, and kinda go, "I love this guy, I really do, but I think it might bring someone else joy." Um, it's a silly little gift, but when someone looks at that, they're gonna think of this community and, um the book was excellent, I really enjoyed the book, but yeah, the film wigged me out. Oh, man. There's a character that would not be allowed these days, and for good reason. I've not seen the new one. Tim Curry was an excellent creepy clown, wasn't he? Um, Mind you, it's Tim Curry. He's good at everything. Um, I forgot that you were a horror fan, Carly. Yeah, see, you guys do Halloween in a way that we don't over here. We don't get seasonal pop-up stores for Halloween. I'm kind of jealous that you do. That doesn't surprise me about Steve, talented actor that he is. When you have dreams like mine, that film is not scary. Yeah. The Conjuring was pretty wild. Yes, it really does. Absolutely. Sorry, I'm reading at the same time. Ugh. Yeah, dolls creep me out. I'm not entirely sure why or where it comes from, but yeah, realistic dolls. Like, I can look at them during the day, but if they're just on a seat or, creepy, creepy. Sorry, catching up on chat. Yeah, clowns are creepy. Clowns are really, really creepy. You make reborn dolls. Wow. I need to, like, if you're on Instagram or something like that, send me a message, so that I can have a look through your stuff, because, like, the skill that goes into that kind of thing is amazing. I've not seen Annabelle. I don't know. It's been a long time since I watched that. Oh, the comment of the night goes to you, I think, Ida. Andy, I can't even do a proper Scottish accent, and I am Scottish. Ah, that's hilarious. Yeah, you definitely get comment of the night, I think. There have been a few. There have been some doozies. Um, but that comment in itself is Scottish as all get out. Let's be honest. You're hilarious. I've not actually watched a horror film in a very long time. The other half doesn't do horror. Um, so like it's really difficult to find time when no one else is around. The kids aren't here and he's not here and stuff like that. Oh, that's a shame, Dragonfly. Have you got photos of your work? I love celebrating people's creativity. I get very excited about other people's hobbies. Um, yeah, I don't get a chance to watch horror. The nearest I get to it is podcasts because I stick my headphones in um, before I go to sleep. Yeah, see, the other half really likes zombie movies, but he doesn't do horror. So weird where the line is. I'm not a big zombie film fan. There are some that I've really enjoyed. Um, I Am Legend, and obviously Shaun of the Dead. But generally speaking, I don't know. They're not really my thing. That's okay. I just like being nosy. Um, yeah, see, The Walking Dead, I I don't know. It didn't tickle my pickle. Um, I I felt like I was missing out. It was a bit like Game of Thrones. Like I felt like I should like it, but I Game of Thrones, I hated with a passion, so fiery that I wanted to throw things at the TV. Um, Walking Dead just bored me, and I feel like I missed out because everyone else was just, like, really into it. I'm so glad I'm not alone on that. Have you never have you never heard that? No? Yeah, tickle your pickle or float your boat or, um, I can't remember what the other one is that I use regularly or somewhat regularly. It's so strange, isn't it? That you can be so passionate about something and someone else can really just not get on with it. But again, with Game of Thrones, I felt like I should like it. Like everyone else was really hyped about it and thought it was the best thing ever. And no, no. I could appreciate the artistry, I could appreciate the acting, I could appreciate the propping and costume skills and the CGI skills and art. I yeah. I made 2 people laugh. I brought the funny. Um, we both made the same joke. Um, yeah, zombie movies kind of they peaked, and then I think it went too far maybe? There were just too many of them. I made people laugh. I brought the funny. Uh, right, so how long have I been doing lives now? Um, since July? So, let's say, actually, I can look this up, can't I? I can actually look at this rather than being a plonker. Um, right. So, I have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right, I have done 12 live streams since being set up in the studio and getting focused on it, right? I've brought the funny once in those 12. So I'm not due again. Like the pressure is off now until uh November, late November. That's not too bad. I can do that. I can come up with something funny between now and November. Maybe. Sorry, catching up with chats now. Two jokes in 2 months. There is more hope. There is. I can do this. I can be funny. I can learn. Um, I feel like the conversation has left me behind because I got nothing to add. Yeah, I see words. and I don't know what any of them mean. Well, I mean, I know the individual words. I don't understand the sentences anymore because we're now talking specifics in films and TV shows that I don't watch. I just explained that it was really sad that, like, the fun of a Friday night is to find a random stream and use racist or homophobic slurs to get a shock. Like, that person was inviting hate, inviting people to dislike them and verbally beat up on them. And I what would make them want that for themselves? Why are they punishing themselves? And if they're in that much crisis, they should check out the description because I'd put telephone numbers for them to call. But it's true. You know, if you are deliberately going out for your way, because on the surface, it's about shock. It's about causing an instant reaction. But really, when you go a layer below that, what you're actually doing is putting yourself in a position deliberately to be disliked, to be disruptive, and get people to react in a negative way to you. If you are going out and asking people to be negative towards you, you are the one that needs some help, maybe. I mean, the person was, not receptive to it. They didn't want me to psychoanalyze them, which is fair enough. I mean, I wasn't, but I was, getting them to think for themselves. But ultimately, it's true. And the person was like, "Don't psychoanalyze me. You're the one that's sad and alone." I'm like, "I'm on a live stream and people are watching. You are, by your own admission, on your own doing this for fun. Which one of us is sad and lonely?" Yeah, I am with the people talking about The Exorcist. Yeah, pretty frightening. And no, it didn't ultimately. I would honestly really shocked by it because when you're a tiny channel, you don't expect to get a troll. But, yeah, I think everyone agrees with The Exorcist. I I think everyone is with you, Karen. Everyone. Wow. Because of The Exorcist? I just want to clarify. This is really starting to annoy me now. Yeah, Temp tried to convince me of that, and I'm like, I just you just don't expect it, do you? That's somewhat disturbing. Yeah, dreams are really weird. See my podcast episode about dreams. Do you reckon I've hit the big time? Andy the Troll Slayer. It wasn't me, Carly. I cannot take any credit for it, any credit for slaying the troll. It was Temp, 100% Temp, sweeping into action and and defeating them with his speed and skills as a mod. It was all Temp. I'm sorry you're having a squirrely moment. I hope you're okay. Um, um, it really did boost the views. Boosted my views by 30%. Based like last week's live stream to the week before. I think I've so apparently that might be a thing. Oh, you were distracted. I do that. You are not alone. Seriously, Temp was a champion. Yeah, it was. It was great. It was great. Temp, the troll slayer, really does. Although Temp now has like a million different nicknames, so maybe we should slow down a little bit and pick our favorites. Right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here all evening. We've been doing this nearly 3 hours, believe it or not. My live streams are getting longer. Maybe Karen, or I think it was Karen earlier said that I should make my live streams like 6 hours long. I apologize if I've got the wrong person there. 3 hours is a long time. I don't think it's a good idea because I do start to go a bit peculiar. Yes, thank you. I was pretty sure I was right, but so is there anything you all would like to say? Have you got any questions before I close things off? Because I could do, like, I have gone through so much drink and I could do with some more. Yeah, first troll and first cheerleader, which is what I've called members over on Coffee. You can too become a member of my Coffee page, and for that you get extra content, random giveaways, occasional discounts, members only hangouts, and we have a members only Telegram. And you can also put in suggestions for episodes of the podcast or live stream topics or videos. So hopefully you get lots and lots of benefits. and it's £3 a month, which isn't too bad. You can also send a random tip. If you have had fun this evening, if you have enjoyed the conversation this evening, then also you can hit the like button. You can become a member if you aren't already. You can send me a message and let me know that you've enjoyed it. Sorry, I'm just... Yes, I am almost there. I am so glad you had loads of fun, Yvonne. I really am. Yeah, you finally made a stream. I am so happy you and Karen and Dragonfly Kisses made it. Honestly, nothing without you guys. I am sorry you're going to have to catch the earlier part of the stream. But like I said, hopefully after next week, I'll be able to maybe add a second stream during the week that is a little bit easier for you to join in on. Thank you very much, you both of you, for the team effort there. I really appreciate that. Yeah, 3 more to go. I think £3 a month for, all of this. That came out wrong because it makes it sound like I am selling myself, which I guess I kind of am, but it still sounds wrong. I should just stop talking at the 2-hour mark. Yes, I love my replay crew. You guys are just as valuable. I don't want anyone to think that the only way to contribute is to be here live, because it's just not true. Views make a difference, whether it's live or after the fact. It makes a big difference to how YouTube pushes out my content. So, I love you. Thank you. Can I also say that we also hit our all-time record number of consecutive viewers. At our peak, sorry, we had 17 people watching. We have consistently had 12 or 13 watching all the way through, which is more than I have ever had before. So thank you. Can't believe it. All of these targets, all of these milestones. You guys are amazing. Yes, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hearts going up. Yes, thank you. I will be doing that as soon as I end the live, while I'm waiting for the kettle to boil so I can have another drink. I will be checking that out. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Loopy. I am so glad that you are here. I haven't seen you for ages, and I feel like we've reconnected. Yes, please do hit that like button if you haven't already. The like button doesn't do anything for YouTube, but it does a huge amount for me, because every like is it's someone saying that they believe in me, and I really appreciate that. But also it shows other people. So if someone's looking through their homepage and I get suggested, it shows people that other people like my content. And so, unconsciously that makes a difference to whether a new person will hit on the play button. Yes, do check out my link tree for all of the different ways you can connect, stay in touch. and be involved. I I tried so hard, Temp. I know. That's yeah, I'm sorry. I've let myself down, but worse, I've let you down, Temp. Um, no, I mean, I more mean kind of, the way I phrased it sounded utterly wrong. And there was, wow, we have just hit 100 subscribers. Who are the 3 people? Wow. Thank you very much, whoever you are. I will watch later. Try to figure out the membership. You can, hold on. Sorry, I will link it for you. So if you go to my coffee page, you can do a one-off donation. I've got it set at £3, which is basically the price of a really bad cup of coffee. If you want to do more than that, then you can buy as many of those as you want in one go. Not that I'm suggesting anyone should, but I'm just letting you know how it works. And then there's 2 tabs basically. You've got membership and one-off. Just hit membership and it will talk you through it. Thank you very much. Who were the extra people? I am hoping that no one has cheated the system. It's okay. Did you misspell something? I didn't notice. I didn't notice. I don't slay, I play. Seriously, I don't expect. I've been told that I should talk about it a little bit more. Excuse me. And I honestly, I feel really, really awkward about it. So if I am not expecting anyone to do it. I am just, you know exactly what I mean. I am so glad you are still here and you are alive. Where did Stream Elements kick in? Somewhere. I don't know. Right, where are we? Yes, absolutely. You do rock. Yes, I do. Oh, I have now got a bunch of messages that what's going on with Karen? Is Karen okay? I'll always be your number one stalker. I mean, viewer. That's hilarious. I have got another one. Wow. You are all amazing. I am desperately hoping that no one is gaming the system and these are genuine people who want to be here. Oh no. Oh, I am so sorry, Karen. Is it because of caps, maybe? I am so sorry, Karen. Oh, repeated use of an emoji, right. Right, so I'm really, really sorry. I will have a look, and welcome back, Karen. I will have a look at the settings. Um, uh, Thank you very much, Loopy. I do. I feel the love. I love you. Um, I guess Andy doesn't allow love over in this chat. I do. I absolutely do, and I don't understand because it's never done that before. Like, Stream Elements is just. All right, let's have a look at spam filters. Right, the emojis isn't on. It's the emote protection isn't on. Same with lengthy messages. It doesn't remove people for excessive amounts of symbols. The only two that are on are links and caps. So I don't know. Stream Elements is definitely moody though. Stream Elements honestly is a pain in my backside because like for weeks it didn't work, and now it'll work but only after an hour and 20 minutes, and then it seems to spam, and now it's putting poor Karen on a timeout for breaking a rule that I don't have activated. Thank you very much, Rick. We are definitely going to have to sit down with Stream Elements and have a chat. Might as well get timed out again. I know. Shame on Stream Elements. You put Stream Elements in a timeout. That's hilarious. That is brilliant. Well, you will never get a timeout for just being here, Carly. You will just get love. Karen's pushing her luck just to see whether whether she can get banned or get timed out, not banned. This is hilarious. Hold on. I can't believe Stream Elements did it again. Is it? It is just Karen, isn't it? That's ridiculous. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. That's right. So Stream Elements cheats then, is what we're saying. Wow. Stream Elements really does need a talking to. You are absolutely right. No tag backs. I cannot believe. I just Stream Elements is trolling and in a really bad way. Um, okay. I feel terrible for Karen. This is the first live stream she's made it to in forever, and Stream Elements is now picking on her for no reason. Maybe it is specifically that emoji. I don't know. Mm. No, let's. Right, so I've turned all of those off. So Stream Elements shouldn't now interfere, maybe. We do have a crazy temp. Oh, we hit 102. We got 102. So what we'll do, because it's really late, next week we'll advertise the giveaway of Senior Fluffy Butt. If you I am do you know, I am really, really tempted, Dragonfly, as an apology to Karen for Stream Elements overstepping its job description, is to send Karen a little something separately. So Karen, if you can hear me, if you are out there, can you please send me your address, or an address that you're comfortable with me having, so I can send you a little something in the post. But what we will do next week, so you have to tune in. You have to tune in next Friday to join in the giveaway of Senior Fluffy Bot, and we will do a random number generator giveaway. So yeah, I'm very excited. Thank you so much, everyone. Oh, 103 subscribers. What is going on? How have I gone from, like, what was it, 94? Yeah, 94 to 103. How has that happened? I love you all. I am honestly nothing. I don't know, Karen. Where are these people coming from? I am so confused. I mean, I'm happy, but I am confused. Seriously, I know, right? It's weird. Yay, welcome back. I am so sorry, Karen. I am so sorry. I honestly, I feel it right now, dragonfly kisses. Yeah, must be lurkers, and that's okay. Yeah, if they are fake subs, um, they will be taken away. YouTube has algorithms to pick up on that. Um, uh, uh, yeah, it could backfire on that person, and it will backfire on me, because it looks like I've paid for subs, which is a big old no-no. Um, mm, mm, mm. So anyway, um, yeah, that's the other thing. Um, see, you may well say that, but the amount we spoke about you should prove how loved you are. Um, no, you shouldn't do for that. Um, right. Anyway, I keep saying I'm going to go, but honestly, nothing without you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to all of you that have tuned in and watched some of it. I honestly adore all of you. I Without you, I am just an idiot with a camera, and I love the fact that we can have a serious conversation, but we can also enjoy each other's company and have a laugh. I will be back next Friday. Yes, yes, I will be back next Friday. Sorry, I don't know why I even questioned that. I've got nothing going on, other than being here with you. But thank you very much. I love you all. Uh, Thank you very much, Dragonfly. I quite like my hair too. Um, really appreciate you. Justice for Karen. Maybe that should be the title of next week's live stream. Um, Right. Yes. Anyway, thank you very, very much. I will speak to you all next week, but look out for a new podcast episode next week and other videos that will come up. Otherwise, look after yourselves. Know that you are loved and that I am grateful that you are in our lives. Take care.